Yesterday I made a video of my son playing with Play-Doh and it triggered a lot of people. So I ask you this, when you were growing up, when you were a kid, did your parents tell you were not allowed to mix the Play-Doh because otherwise it would ruin it? Were you told that you weren't allowed to jump in puddles, otherwise you would get wet? Were you told that the only way to play a game is by following the rules, the instructions? If so, I invite you to parent your child differently. You see, when we allow children to try new things, to think outside of the box, to be creative, to, explore, not to be afraid of what will happen, but actually, have that, wanting to explore, wanting to try. What happens if I do this? And really enjoying the process of what they are doing without seeking perfection. You are actually creating innovators. You're raising people who think outside of the box. You're raising people who question. Maybe things don't need to be done this way. Maybe things this way would be better. And that's how mankind actually evolves. Because when we put ourselves in a box that this is the only way to play with Play-Doh, this is what we need, this is the only way to play a game. You should not explore and experiment because you might get wet. When you're teaching those things, you're actually creating people who are very focused on perfectionism, who are afraid to try new things unless they know in advance they will be perfect at it, who blame themselves and feel like they are a failure when they don't achieve their own idea of what is perfect or their own idea of what is expected of them. That's not what you want, right? You want to raise a child who's really willing to take risks, to try new things, to see things from a different perspective, who really explores their creativity. So go and let your child mix the Play-Doh and go and play with them and mix also. Go and let your child jump in the puddles and go and jump with them, get them some mud trousers, some rain boots. And let your child play the game using their own rules and play with them with their own rules. You might learn something, and I'm sure it will heal your inner child in the process.